Sorry. And immediately, no sense of we live in exactly. How are you?
That's
Today's the 21st, right?
Councilman. Yeah, I think so. Bill's coming up, correct? We'll give him a couple minutes.
Oh, yeah, you're supposed to see her. Someone for a few minutes.
We'll give him a couple minutes.
It's contract.
Yeah.
We got some. No, yeah. So she said, but it's over 100 pages, you know.
Yeah.
So I think it's a lot.
Yeah, well, we're on the.
I get it.
Oh, yeah. And you can't hear. Yeah.
John,
We're
hiring PW guys?
Yes.
Yep. How are you? Were these some of the guys that were on John's desk?
Yes.
So you, okay. No, these three guys? Oh, yeah. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Meeting call to order, please rise for the salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
standing for a moment of silence in honor and respect to our troops, our police, our first responders, and our firefighters. Thank you.
Sound all right, doesn't it?
Nope.
It's working, we checked it, so all good. First time. So, all right, so we're gonna move on to the sunshine notice, please, Karen.
This notice is also placed on the Boro website, offensive Sarah Ledger, North Jersey Herald News Record, and posted on the municipal building bulletin board.
Call, please.
Councilman Yaga, Councilman Harris, Councilman Maybe.
Here.
Councilman Russo. Councilman Charles. Councilman Churdo is absent.
Excuse me, Councilman Churda, who should be here in about half an hour. He's at back to school night for his daughter, so he's at that, which is definitely a priority. Then he'll be here soon after for his report, most likely. Do I have the treasurer's report, please? Excuse me.
Treasurer. Our cash as of July 31st, 2023, in the amount of $615,387.80. Receipts for the month of August total $13,363,782.31, with disbursements amounting to $5,993,082.33. New balance on hand August 31st, 2023 was $12,985,087.17.
Thank you very much. All right, Mayor's report. Wanted to start with, I attended the grand opening for a new business coming to Kent. So I wanted to welcome Berkshire Hathaway Roast and Jason Real Estate. So they'll be over in the we bought Joe Paterno's building, which is next to Longfellow Coffee. So we want to welcome them. They'll be attending K-Fest. So make sure you stop by their booth at K-Fest and welcome Kinnelon. K-Fest will be September 30th. Myself, council, and a lot of volunteers, Melanie, staff here, working very hard at K-Fest, and it's going to be amazing this year. 100 vendors, and Sean will give you all the details, and I'm sure with his report. On our consent agenda tonight, you'll see a authorizing Kyle and McManus Associates to be our planner to analyze 3 potential development sites that are in Kinnelon. As you know, in the past, there's been some builders that have approached us to build Kinnelon, whether it's age-restricted apartments or regular apartments or one-bedroom apartments. We put together a committee of 3 planning board members and 3 councilmen, and we formed a committee that's going to meet with this planner. And our goal is to kind of beat the developers to it. So instead of them being in the driver's seat, we want to be in the driver's seat. So this committee of the planning board and council will be reporting back to this governing body. We've discovered and some options because, as you know, 2024 or 25, we have the affordable housing numbers coming out, and we just want to make sure that Kinnelon comes out top on that. So we want to make sure we do smart developing, if any, in Kinnelon. One of the things on our agenda tonight also is a resolution for a proclamation for September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. And there was just some interesting things on this proclamation. I won't read the whole thing, but most of the things, New Jersey has an estimated 9,500 new cases of prostate cancer, which was diagnosed, and then an estimated 730 deaths that will occur in 2023. It also states that here on a body that many men that are diagnosed in 2023 at a later stage because of delayed screenings and treatment due to COVID-19. So all men are at risk for prostate cancer, and we encourage the citizens of Kinnelon to increase the importance of prostate awareness and also screening. So as a council and myself, we've proclaimed that September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. So we hope that that at least helps one person that gets out there and beats this cancer. It's the 3rd largest cancer killer for men. Something we got to really respect. So I'll move on to my council reports tonight. The open space. I'll start with Councilman Yaga.
You Mayor.
You're welcome.
Briefly, SOSAC did meet in August with a quorum. They discussed the bench for Utermeyer Lake. There was a donation by Joseph Igora, actually by the Kinnelon Conserves organization, which she was part of. They donated $800. And additionally, Mary Durston would like to donate a flower eastern rosebud tree near the bench that's being donated. SOSAC, I met with John Whitehead and Tom Ott, and we actually picked out a spot for the bench. John Whitehead, the head of DPW, says he has available grant money to add to the cost of purchasing the bench. And the SOSAC committee has come up with 2 benches that they'd like the council to consider. And I didn't email it because obviously I can't email to everybody, but I did bring a copy of the SOSAC letter. It has the 2 websites for the benches. So if anybody wants to just take a peek at the different benches and then get back to me, they can get back to me and tell me which ones they would prefer. And just one thing that Councilman Charles had made me aware of, I guess they had to drill a new well for Silas Conduct Park, and they had to go down 800 feet to reach water. So there's a new well at Silas. They've got water, but it was a deep, deep well. So I just thought I'd share That's my report, thanks.
Well, we've had residents up on that hill as well that always had trouble.
Oh, it's very difficult, yeah.
Problem on sheet. The wells are 12.
Yeah, that's pretty well known, and everybody's in that area.
What happened to the old one?
I don't know, Randy, did they say why they needed a new one? I assume.
It basically says it probably wasn't deep enough and it was probably very, very old. So they did an emergency, 800 feet they in water and they found water.
Did they use the same spot, or did they
It's
just?
a different spot. You can see it's over by the pavilion. You can see it. But they're happy they found water there.
Okay, well, thank you, Councilman Yaga. Moving on to personnel, Councilman Harris.
Thank you, Mayor.
Oh, I'm sorry, before you say, I want to mention for the record, Councilman Cherno got here very early. I hope you stayed for your daughter's whole back to school night.
I didn't. I figured, of course, we go like that. I would have missed.
Well, we're trying to speed it up, so.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, thank you. Personnel, Councilman Harris.
The Personnel Committee is continuing with the negotiations with PBA. Because we have no borough administrator, and this is the sort of thing that you don't want to commit to without having it reviewed by your borough administrator. So, for the sake of being fiscally responsible, we've postponed active negotiations. Our BA will be on board on October 23rd if all goes well. We will reopen negotiations beginning of November. And we don't think that becomes us a problem. So things are going well. We look forward to being able to resume negotiations. That's it.
Good, well, thank you. All right, we have Recreation and Public Works, Council President Mason.
Thank you, Mayor. DPW, if everybody doesn't know, unfortunately, we had a very horrible accident a couple weeks ago out on Kinnelon Road. We had a driver that was distracted that ran into the back of our bucket truck while putting up the military banners, veteran banners. Fortunately, no one was seriously injured, which is the most important thing. The driver ended up being okay, that ran into the back of the truck. One of our key workers, Danny Spellman, did come up with a little bit of back issues, had a herniated disc. He is currently doing physical therapy to help him along. We have been in touch with our insurance agent. Hopefully, they'll be out to do a assessment damage of our current bucket truck. In the meantime, we're looking at getting the driver that ran into the back of our vehicle to get the other driver's insurance to allow us to rent a temporary bucket truck so we have something in place. The bucket truck is a very vital vehicle for the DPW, not only doing the banners, but low-lying limbs, anything in the community that you need to be elevated on. So that is in the process. We have resolutions here. We have 4 new hires. We are quite under budget with what we budgeted for DPW staff. We've been running, we've been hiring three workers at a clip, and we've been lucky if we've kept 1 or 2. So this time around, because we're so far in the budget and there are some promising prospects with these 4 gentlemen, we're hopeful that the 4 of them will remain on staff and we'd be able to get a little bit closer to having enough men, especially with winter approaching. I think that is our biggest concern. You never know if Mother Nature's going to throw winter at us this year. We're going to need bodies to plow snow and salt the roads. DPW's been doing a great job with helping out. We've got K-Fest coming up. They'll be on staff, working that very closely. I think that's it for DPW. Recreation, fall sports are running full steam ahead. Soccer, football, cheer, everything is going smoothly if Mother Nature would cooperate. I know this weekend we're probably going to lose some of our Saturday events to rain. And obviously, Mary, you touched on K-Fest. Amazing work by everybody in the municipality and everybody that stepped up to help. As always, the mayor's taken this on his shoulders and been a huge driving factor to this. I want to highlight some of the sponsors and then I'll go through some of what we've got planned. Our lead sponsor is PIA Insurance. They've donated $2,000 to the event. Kid Zone sponsor, Atlantic Health. They're basically sponsoring our Kid Zone, $1,500. Food Zone sponsors, Sharky's Men's Softball League, $1,000. Our engineering firm for the borough, Dormafowski Engineering, $500. Kinnelon Police Department, PBA, $500. A local resident, Dell Pools and Spas, $500. Apple Montessori, the local school in the community, pre-K, $500. Wegmans, $500 in products, which is huge. My company, MLB Septic, has donated all the portable restrooms and restroom trailers for the event. Kinnelon Recreation is throwing $1,500 towards the sound lighting for all the entertainment and bands. Also, unfortunately, last year when we went to run K-Fest, we got poor weather, and a lot of our sponsors, obviously, we didn't get to have the event, so a lot of those sponsors have been willing to jump right back in for this year. Kid Zone for the kids out there and the parents looking to bring their kids. We've got a ton of great activities. Petting zoo, trackless train, rock and roll racing, pumpkin patch, ups, bubble show, juggler, face painting, balloons, animals, and henna tattoos. And we've got over a dozen food trucks, and we have a beer and wine garden set up. So this event is going to be great. We've got bands, salsa dancing, and we're going to have fireworks at the end of it. So K-Fest this year, I think, is going to be over the top and one of our best ever. So it's September 30th, 1 to 9. I hope everybody in the community comes out and shows Colt pride, and it's going to be a great event. It's pretty much it for me.
Yeah, I recommend that it goes on throughout the day with the vendors, but then the vendor part shuts down at 6 o'clock, which is on Kinnelon Road, and then from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock has been open the whole time, but the beer garden and the wine garden will remain open, plus all of the food vendors will stay there. And then at 8 o'clock, we're going to shoot the fireworks off over from the DPW building. So you're going to be able to see that probably from the high school and all of the hall. So hopefully everyone pray for weather. I want to see your eyes right now closed. Pray for good weather, and let's keep our fingers crossed. It's going to be a great event for our team. All right, thank you, Councilman. I'll move on to ordinance, library, and coordinating. Councilman Russo.
Thank you, Mayor.
Welcome.
I've got a short report tonight, Mayor.
End of summer. Right?
We're going to be discussing an ordinance tonight to increase the number of police officers from a total of 16 to 17. The historical committee, we've got resolutions on here to repaint the building and also to start an investigation of how we're going to have to rewire that building because of the electrical testing resulted in some faulty circuits. So we have to get an engineer in to evaluate that situation. We had a meeting of the Board of Health yesterday, and they are working on an ordinance to regulate the sale of vaping products. Right now, those kinds of products, the stuff that you actually smoke, the machinery, the things that you use to smoke it, there's no regulation whatsoever on that right now. So they are looking into regulating that, hopefully to prevent underage folks from utilizing those products. So that should come out in the next month or two.
Well, our governor doesn't like to regulate anything, so it's on his choice.
Well, I don't know, yeah, we don't know what is in this stuff, you know, there's all of these different chemicals and things like that, and they're making flavors, and we're doing it to attract kids. It's not that kids happen to do this stuff, they're actually targeting kids for it. So we want that to be, at least in Kinnelon, to be under some kind of control. The library, the CLL classes start September 11th. We've got a good registration for those classes. They're always very popular, and folks really enjoy all of those offerings that they have. We're going to have our shredding fundraiser October 21st from 9 a.m. to noon right here behind Boro Hall. It'll be $10 per banker size box. So if you've got documents you want to shred, come on out, and you'll see them go into the truck and ground up into little tiny confettis. And that's it for me, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. All right, we'll move on to utilities and technology. Councilman Charles.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we have a bit going on. Right now, the good news is was completed last week on the 11th. The foundation and all the backfilling on the water tank on Denise Drive was completed. The tank steel is being fabricated, and I understand right now they're anticipating delivery to the borough on the 25th, September 25th, that's big water tank. It comes in sections. It's a caravan, and sections will come in as they're put up in place by the crane, the big crane. They're welded. And you see the several sections, so it's a several week job. But the delivery is due on the 25th. The material will be stored. They assure us they can fit it in section by section at the construction site on Denise Drive. So that's good news. The backup is if we have to, we have the room over here, DPW to store the store until they need to bring it up to the site. So they're mobilizing on the 25th. And as you know, Kinnelon loves birds. We love birds so much that we let the raven's nest stay on top of that water tank, the original water tank, for 7 weeks. Till they fledged and hatched. And we lost 7 weeks in construction time. So we're hustling to try to make it up now. The construction company, so we got a race on our hands. The engineer has reviewed and approved the invoice, the fourth invoice. They're paid and agreed time frame. So that's on the bill tonight, $208,308.50. That has been reviewed by the engineer, and they're recommending that it be paid by the borough. Simultaneously, we received Wednesday, late Wednesday, and we received a formal document today from our borough engineer for water, Boro Engineering, and now H2M, that because of the weather, there's been some issues that they've provided 2 change orders. We're not thrilled. The documents have been provided, the bid and the contract have been provided to our council. Our council will be reviewing these documents. And we'll come back with a recommendation of what we want to proceed with and how we proceed. It is a significant amount of money, and we need to digest it, take a good look at it, see what's legitimate, see what's not legitimate, where the borough has room to hopefully negotiate. we'll look at that in the next month. Water meters. There's two sets of water meters. One set that we're going down to the apartments, the 330 units, and the second order will be those water meters that are designed for residential use. So that order, as you know, it's been placed, it's being processed, programmed and processed, and delivery is due very shortly. With the good news that DPW has potential to get back up to full strength, we hope to see these water meters installed shortly. We'll probably start with the apartments first, because those are swap outs and they don't need the wiring for the transmitters. And there's a different type of transmitter system for that to go into the tax collector's office versus the wiring that's needed for each house. So that is underway. John's optimistic that we'll get that done next several weeks. Well, since he will be going back up to full staff. We had a discussion, and I passed the information on today. I was over at the county, took advantage of the situation and said, gee whiz, I guess you heard we had a very serious accident week with our bucket truck. The county provided 2 names for us to contact who do rentals with that type of machinery. So hopefully, if we have to, because the truck is right, Sean's total.
The adjuster hasn't come out, but most likely, the way it got bent, and the way it broke the rear spring, it's very possible. The biggest thing for us right now is to utilize their insurance to cover us for the next couple months until this gets sorted out. Right now, United Rentals has a truck for about $77,000. So if we can get enough money from insurance, and we're not out of pocket too much, we will have to address that. Time comes when we find out how much they're going to give us, or are they going to give us enough money to fix what we got? Based on how hard it hit in the back, most likely because it's a bucket truck, you're going to have a hard time getting anybody to certify that. So my guess right now is that most likely it's. I'll let the insurance guy do that.
And that's the feeling that it's total.
Yeah.
And there is a little bit of sunshine. The county, Butler Electric, there's an 18-month delivery date for new bucket trucks. The county has a bucket truck on order. It's projected for 18 months. We will hopefully have the same opportunity we had 2 years ago when the county let us purchase the 2 big bucket trucks for $15,000. We did very well. And hopefully we'll be able to be in line to replace a bucket truck. As Sean said, these are not cheap equipment. They're anywhere from $300,000 to $500,000 a piece. And the expensive part is the hydraulics to put the bucket, the apparatus on the back of the truck and all the electronics that go along with it. That's a separate manufacturer and separate installer who does that. It's not a little project. So the good news is the county provided us with 2 contacts they recommended, and as well as we may have an opportunity in 18 months, since everybody else is in the same position we are, in obtaining new bucket trucks. It takes 18 months, and we may have an opportunity with the county in 18 months to acquire their equipment. We've done very well on that. That's utilities. IT, some very good news. About 4 weeks ago, we made a decision as a committee, as a council, to combine the KPD's police department with the borough on the IT work as a cost savings and as to improve the efficiency of our systems. Right now, we've had 2 or 3. We're going to have 1. So to get that underway, to meet the state guidelines of October 10th, that all municipalities need to have a secure IT, God bless you, IT system, record keeping in place. we will be awarding the contract tonight to Lawsoft, who manages PD right now, as well as they manage all of West Milford's PD, Bloomingdale's PD, and Boro, and several other towns, West Orange. So we're recommending we move forward with that tonight. Good news. So please will be compliant by October 11th. And at the same time, parallel, Finance Department will be upgrading their system to be compliant because it's not going to be provided anymore. So we're going to see all that up to date. We're quite happy with that. With Edmonds, so all that will be computerized. It'll be the most current operating system. So that's underway to be approval. We are working through uniting the borough and DPW and the municipal building for new IT computers, have it all organized on one system. So we're looking to come forward with those estimates and logistics for at the next workshop, which will be in October. And the goal is to get that organized so we can move on and get it completed this year and get that done so that everything will be in sync to eliminate all these multiple vendors. We'll get it down to one. The same will be for the voice over internet provider for the telephone service for both the Borough Hall, DPW, and PD. PD will have separate firewall. They will be totally independent of the borough and the library, so they'll function on their own, which is important. They'll be able to operate independent. So if there are problems, we don't lose all three buildings, which we have, but just in preparation. So we're quite happy that we've been able to come up with that decision. We have a wonderful contact in town who volunteered, John Canny, who's home with strep throat tonight, and he would be here with us. And he's done a heck of a job. He knows this stuff inside and out. And he's probably saved the borough tens of thousands of dollars because we've had three vendors in the last 2 years tell us we need to rewire the buildings. We don't need to rewire the buildings. We need new hardware and we need to do spot wire. We do not need to gut all three buildings. So we're quite happy with that. And again, we're working on those numbers and logistics with Lawsoft. For the IT end, we have met with two telephone providers. Right now, we're going to look at several more, including Optimum, to see what we can do on the phone systems.
Be careful.
Yeah, we have a lot of work on it. This is tricky. Right now, we have 3 telephone providers. We want to get down to 1. And this way, again, it will be all controlled. Everybody will be up to date with the most recent advances in telecommunications. We're also looking at a recommendation of hooking up a satellite dish, so we'll have a total backup, independent of a landline. There's no voice over, but we do that, God forbid, so we don't go through what we went through several years ago with Sandy. What was the other storm? Was it Ivan or Irene that came after? That caused a mess. We were down for several days. The whole state was down. So we're looking to become independent on that as well. And again, that's my report.
Yeah, thank you. And you're correct. John Canny really did an amazing job.
Great.
So he feels better. And okay, we'll move on to finance and public safety. Sure.
Thank you. Finance, we've been working on reviewing the final stage of the year, seeing budget, seeing where we're at, we project at the end of the year, as well as starting to look at making work, as well as some capital projects. Related to financing, been a hiccup, I guess you could say, in the paving, regarding the paver, and after doing Cutlass, kind of taking a bit of a pause and not going to the other areas, combining that with basically water, is going to be redoing a lot of the water pipes in the East Lake area, and that was on the docket to be paved. So discussions were if it doesn't make sense to pave a road that's going to be ripped open to put water pipes in. More or less, it doesn't make sense to directly pave over freshly done there. So we're going to be pushing that East Lake section to another year. and we highlighted some other streets in the region. So if you are in the East Lake area, it's not a no-go, it's just a little bit of a pause. We want to make sure that when we pave that road's going to last and public safety, a lot going on in the fire department, a lot of vehicle rescues. Just get it separate from the report. So one of the major ones was a Riverdale Fire Department had requested help from the Kinnelon Fire Company in a major vehicle accident with multiple entrapments on Route 287. The passenger van carrying 10 people left the highway and crashed down an embankment. The Kinnelon Volunteer Fire Company assisted with removing and retrieving 2 patients with the extrication and rescue rope equipment that they have. And that was in August. In July, there was an overturned vehicle as well, which was a combination of vehicle fire at the same time. And then June, there was assistance for samples at helicopter rescue. And lastly, October 7th is the garage sale, townwide garage sale. And then October 8th, come hungry to company number 1 and get your pancakes. Thank you.
No, it's big.
Yeah.
No, Russian.
Hey, Mayor, could I just say one
Gordon,
thing? I want to thank Jeff and the Butler Electric Department and helping us with their bucket truck. After our truck was hit in the back by the driver coming down the road, I made a call out to Jeff Ricker, and he was more than willing to come up and help us. I think everybody who lives in this area should really realize how fortunate we are to have small utility company, Butler Electric. Anytime you need something, it's there. And just a big thank you to Jeff and the crew for coming up and finishing the papers.
yeah, you did a great job. Thanks for thinking of that.
And Butler Electric keeping the smoke rise twice in 3 weeks. 2 poles were taken down. Separate, one was a car accident. Pole came down, the other one was a huge tree came down, took a pole down up on Boro. And Butler Electric was there. Matter of fact, they came back at night to do the mountain road, because there was a bear where it came down at the busy intersection. So they, as Sean said, Butler Electric has been phenomenal for us. We've been very lucky with them. And they have helped us with some ash trees too at the same time, so, because we have a ton of ash trees, everybody's got ash trees. And that was the conversation a week and a half ago over at the county. Apparently every town's going through this in the state. We're east of the Mississippi River with tens of thousands of ash trees that have died. And it's become a, when you use the word, and FEMA's calling it a major hazard. So we're looking to see hopefully that they declare an emergency on that for the states to apply for additional money to get these trees down, because I think, John, we have an estimate of, I believe it's over 1,000. I think it's over 1,000 trees, ash trees that we want down in the borough with all the roads. We have a lot of trees. And
Yeah, the ash trees are tough.
so we tried last week, it went on the state priority list with Homeland Security and FEMA, and it was submitted. At the end, trees are a priority.
Well, thank you. All right, we're gonna open it up to the public now, hearing from the public. Does anybody from the public want to be heard? If you do, come on up and hear. Just pull another chair up.
No. Just wanted to know what the status was of the sewer drains for, I call them sewer drains, for Derry Galley. Honeysuckle.
As you know,
That should not happen this year. That is something that I'm working at pricing out. I went out pretty much myself and pulled out all the materials. I have a meeting probably in about, if I can get it done next week with the contractor.
We're gonna put a budget together. That is not something financially that we'll be able to put into the budget this year. I will finalize a hard number. Once we finalize a hard number, it'll go to finance, try to work that in for next year. We'll keep trying to do whatever we can, but because of the cost of this project, it's not something that's gonna fit in the budget this year. So,
Can we get, not we, but, the drain under Linda's house in Honeysall? When it's raining, I don't know if anybody has seen it, that thing is really clogged, which, I mean, it was like a waterfall last
is that in her driveway?
week.
No, that's the basin below your driveway. So that one is bubbling over,
Oh, yeah.
okay.
So, and I think, so what they did by me in between them is great. But it's still flying around the corners. We kind of just diverted it a little bit, and she's not getting water until I get back. But it's, I think because it's not going inward as it flies around the corner, that's why that drain is backing up.
That could also have a large silt building. So, I will certainly, be happy to talk to the guys to see if we can get the backland there, just to see if we can clear the pipe that comes out of the basement is over, should begin with, it's maybe 12-inch. So, shooting downpours are tough, but, you know, after years and years and years, you get sediment, so it is probably most likely due to be cleaned out. Once the drainage does get done, obviously when we met out Boro engineer, we have a solid game plan. I know what we're doing, I know what we proposed. So once that gets done, the pipe that comes out of that basin is gonna be enlarged, so it needs to be able to handle the volume. We would be running 18-inch pipe down the road, so that 12-inch pipe would be replaced to 18, so it could handle the volume.
When he says this year's budget's already in
Yes.
place, that's
Oh,
right.
and
So in January, yeah, so
like we did
No, but the most important part is just so you understand, this is all getting worked out, like, I've already got 2/3. Last third, you never know with fluctuation the way prices go. Some of the prices I got are cheaper than the co-op prices, so we have to see what we have budget terms. And as a council, we'll decide that, but if the prices that I got on some of the pipe and some of the catch basins, it makes sense to try to secure that now prior to next year, because the prices are going up. We may do that, but budgeting wise, we won't be able to install all that this year. But it's in the works and
oh, what you guys have done is.
we're on top. We're on top.
Thanks.
thank you. Councilman, can that pipe that they're talking about be cleaned? Is that what you said? Yes. Well, thank you for the effort you're putting in. We've been down there a lot, so thank you. And how about East Lakes? Have you been down over there?
I have.
Okay. Okay, as long as I know you're on it, that's fine.
Yeah. It's-
Okay.
The biggest thing is some of the grant work in flux over in Sylvan and some of the other areas. It would be wise, and I've spoken to John about this, to try to really come up with an agreement with the contractor that's doing the pipe, because there's some of that drainage stuff that could be done right while they're there. You know, I mean, the contractor lives in Kinnelon, two little families, so hopefully we could stay on top of that, and it would make sense to do that ways.
Okay, still open to the public. Anybody else from the public want to come up and be heard?
Good evening. My name's Kinnelon, 39 Wilshire. I'm inquiring about, what's going on with the, house on 33, Harrison Road that was clear cut without a, permit. It's apparent that it's done without a permit, and, I'd like to know what the status is, what's going on legally with this.
Status, I don't think it's our issue, and it's in front of our, oh, it's in court, so we can't discuss
Okay, it is, and when is the court date? That I don't.
it. All our
Thank you.
reports should be.
Okay, thank you. And then regarding, we talked about you have a committee, gathering to discuss, the development that's going in town. Will, the residents be a part of this? Will this be all, open to the public so that?
Just say what they're offering, what they want, and then we're gonna start talking about it openly to the whole council.
I attended, first of all, is this on Zoom?
It's on Facebook.
On Facebook, okay, so, because I attended the last council meeting, which was on Facebook, and, now unfortunately, the reception was very poor. People could not hear what we were saying.
Okay.
And, I consider that to be really, very egregious, because people believe that, they're trusting that they're able to, hear what's being discussed here. And that was a particularly
I
important.
realize 100%, because I said the same thing to myself when I watched it the next day. The mistake we made was we didn't give him a microphone, and it won't happen again. It was a mistake. It was our first time we had a speaker here. He stood on this side of the table and was talking without a microphone. We did it so he could address the public instead of address the council. So it was just something we did as from this point on, anyone that addresses us as a council, we'll talk into the mic. Like right now, the microphone is on to your right, not the one you're looking at.
I should be talking into.
Correct, yeah. They can still hear you, but when he was talking up front, he had no microphone. And it was on the seat.
Here.
You think you have to push the button down. Yeah, that thing. It lights up, it's on. So again, it was a mistake on our part. Our system is new. Now we have a bulb in the center of the room that records this room. So we know moving forward that we're not hiding anything. That's one of the projects that's going in front of our planner. So if they say, hey, great idea, we'll come back to the public and let's talk about it.
This is, a very important issue. We're very, very important. Because the way it appears going, that the only one who's really benefiting is the developer, not the town.
Right.
And this has been a very special town for a long time. Lived here 17 years, I lived here prior to that. And I would hate to see this town sold out to developers who are only gonna be profiting at our expense. I live in the condos. I'm in the affordable complex of senior housing, which we own. We maintain it very, very well. But below is owned by a developer. And it's not maintained. I'm amazed that they get the rents that they get there. But they are spacious enough that people do pay, but it's very run down. And I would hate to see that happen to this town. This town has been very special and unique for a long time. And I'd hate to see it go to developers who let it get run down, take off with our money.
I know our goal with this plan is to get ahead of it. We don't want the developer telling us what he wants. We want to be able to, if anything, tell the developer what we want. So that's why we're trying to be ahead of the game. And if there's anything seriously happening with this project, it will be discussed. It will.
Thank you.
Thank you, Camille. Anyone else from the public like to be heard? No one? Okay, thank you. I'll close it to the public. Okay, we'll move on to payment of the bills. Everybody had a chance to look over the bills. Can I get a motion to approve?
Mayor,
Yep.
the payment to Fisher Tank of $208,000. Discuss what that's for. It's on that's the second page.
That's for their steel. Their roll.
Yeah, it's the payment.
Yeah.
Contractual.
Yes.
So that's a payment that really has to be.
It's not a change order, it's
No,
not a change order.
no, that's a contractual payment.
As long as it's.
No, we can't be a change order. That's the contractual.
Okay. That's good. Thank you for clarification. Perfect.
I need a motion to pay the bills.
Can we take our time?
No, we have to. All right, so I need a motion. Second. All right, roll call, please.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, gentlemen. Consent agenda A, or proclamation plus A through P. I need a motion to approve.
Make a motion. Second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
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 Okay, thank you. We're moving on to old business. There's none. Our new business is ordinance number 13, 2023. It's an ordinance amending chapter 56 of the Borough of Kinnelon titled Police Department, and specifically section 56-1 of said chapter titled Establishment Members. I need a motion to introduce.
Make a motion.
I need a second.
Second.
I need a roll call, please.
Yes.
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 Mayor, I have a question before I vote.
Yeah.
Can I ask?
Sure.
At the workshop meeting, we said we were gonna get some financial information about.
Yeah, we did. We said, I'm sorry, I said you would get the information at the next workshop. We said, we'll approve this time, and then knowing that it doesn't go anywhere until we have our second approval, we said at the time, Anthony would have the numbers together for our workshop. So at the end of the workshop.
And we'll also have to discuss that in close because that's an ongoing.
No,
No, that's.
If we make it public.
yeah, it's not negotiation. It's
Well, no, the information that he's asking for, if we discuss it in public.
No, then it was.
What are you at, what information are you asking?
Oh, just for the increase financial ramifications.
Basically, it's the cost of the sir, and how you're entirely fund that additional officer and that one.
But I'd just like to say that additional cost for next year, the new contract, is in negotiation. So it would be speculative at most.
See if was giving me the numbers of what it costs. Respectively, of, you know, the ballpark highs and lows of an officer, we just need to look at the budget to decide if we can afford it. Whether it's at a new negotiated price or else.
What I don't to have a public statement made where we then agree if we do not achieve that number. That's my reservation.
Yeah, no, I don't think we'd be.
We're fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mayor, thank you.
So we'll have a workshop, and then, like I said, this doesn't have to follow.
I'm good with that, Mayor.
Okay, so
I go again.
I need roll call again. We did the roll call?
Well,
Okay.
I stopped it.
Yes. Okay, so go ahead, Karen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, whereas the above ordinance was introduced at this meeting held on September 21st, 2023, and read by title and passed on the first reading. Now therefore be resolved that on a regular meeting, which will be held on October 19th at 7 p.m. prevailing time at the Kinnelon Municipal Building, this council will further consider the second reading and final passage of this said ordinance. Be it further resolved that the borough clerk of this borough is hereby directed to publish proper notice thereof. Thank you, gentlemen. So now we'll move on to tax collector's report and investment officer's report.
Investments officers report, a total of $56,049.60 was earned in interest for the month of August 2023.
District school payment of $3,321,495.67.
I'll make,
So now that you're talking to me when you get home. All right, I need a second. All right, roll call, please.
Yes.
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
Okay, gentlemen, a Glenn Cisco motion to adjourn. Second, all in favor? Aye, go Colts.